Salutations, Stufos. This is your fabulous leader, the Queen of Shade, coming at you with another special presentation. I truly love this new phase of my career where I am getting to know people that I have met online, people that follow me, people I follow, getting to know a little bit more about them in their everyday lives. And with that being said, I have someone very special that I would like to introduce you to right now. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you to Nick Stewart. Say hi, Nick.
How's it going?
I almost said Nicholas Stewart. It's a habit. I almost called you by your whole name.
Listen, my government. It's okay though. It's okay.
So how are you today?
I'm good. I am great. I just had my staff holiday party yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was nice. It was fun.
Oh yeah. Every year, huh?
Every year. Yeah.
Do they cater with food and all of that?
Yeah, crab cakes. We had crab cakes. I had like 8 cookies after. I had some chicken wings. I'm never passing up on chicken wings. We had little sliders, and then we had what else? Some little quesadillas and then something else. But it was great.
Oh wow! So naturally, if you're having holiday parties, you work in corporate America.
Yes, I do. I do now.
if I was going to say, if you're in corporate America, I mean, do you have a degree?
Yes, I have 2. I have 2. My bachelor's is in architecture and my master's is in theater, with a focus in acting. Yes. And I am now a theater teacher, a high school theater teacher. So that was what the staff party was for. Okay,
can you do me a favor? Take your hand like this. Go like this. You like that shit. I'm so happy to hear this. Like, let me tell them how you came into my life. So get this, the Explore page on Instagram is crazy. You can find anything and anyone on there. So literally, I'm scrolling and all I see is a very handsome, very beautiful guy with no shirt on in his living room with some shorts on. And he was like, it's quarantine. And what are we doing today? The same thing I did yesterday. And then he's like, I'm going to be bench pressing these couches and cooking these motherfucking ribs, I think you said. And you did. It's not a pirouette, but it's like, I've seen it in Russian dance where you jump straight up and your legs come up too. What is that called?
I call that my Tigger bounce.
Okay, it's a Tigger bounce, but you did that. I died. But I died because you weren't even looking at the couch behind you and you kicked the ottoman you knew where it was. And I was like, oh, I have to follow this gorgeous man. He's crazy.
I am nuts. And it's actually funny. So like my Instagram was just a personal page at first. And I was like, and then I'm a dancer. So I was going to dance conventions and I was trying to connect with only dancers on Instagram. So, and then I became a professional dancer. So that's what I did for the past 3 years before becoming a high school teacher. Okay. And I taught before, so we could talk about all this. I taught undergrad before I became a dancer and then a high school teacher. So yeah, I've been doing a lot. But during quarantine, it was crazy. The day before that, I just gotten broken up with. And I was like, yo, I'm about to just show my personality. I'm like, I have a lot of stuff that I do with my family behind the scenes, and I have a lot of personality, and I do a lot of stuff on my Instagram story. Right. So I posted that on my story, and everybody was laughing. I was like, oh, okay, hold on. So I deleted off my story and I posted it on my wall, and then that just turned into some stuff. So I guess I am now venturing into like slight Insta comedy. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you say you were a professional dancer, Mr. Comedian. Who and where did you dance? Who, where, why, where have you traveled? Give us the 411.
I'm gonna give you the 411. So I am.
Hold on, somebody called. You see it on the screen?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, no, I had to cancel that. Okay, perfect. That was my mama.
Oh,
She don't care what time of day it is. But so the end of grad school, I had to get an internship, a theater internship. And I ended up going to DC. Well, I went back home for the summer and my boy was like, yo, come down to DC and audition for Step Africa. I was like, nobody want to be stepping with them old people. So I've been stepping for 20 years. This is the beginning of year 21.
Wow.
And yeah, at the end of the end of grad school, right after right after I left campus, I ended up driving back down. I took a bus. I had $93 left. So I used that last little $93.
Wow.
Took that bus, went down and stayed with one of my friends, and I auditioned for this company called Step Africa, which is the first professional dance company dedicated to stepping and African dance.
Wow.
South African Zulu, actually.
Wow.
So yeah, I was having a stump the yard moment. So I went down there and my number was 51, I think. That was my audition number. I remember that. And they kept calling people's numbers to, excel to the next level. And yeah, they kept calling my number and I was just like extremely thankful. I had nothing else. I didn't have an internship set up because we all had to have an internship. I didn't have anything set up. I love stepping. I have been stepping, my entire life, and I was coaching before grad school and things like that. So it seemed to come together. And actually, before I did the audition, a few months, I had gotten T-boned in a car accident. So I wasn't physically where I normally was. So as it kept progressing, first of all, that was the hardest audition of my life. It was one of the hardest days of the company is, it's like the NBA of stepping. So yeah, then the next day came and I made it to like the last 10 and they said they weren't looking for any men. And I was like, okay, so why am I here? And then I got a call like a month later from the director, the CEO, and he offered me a position and another young lady a position. She ended up declining, but we actually stayed cool all this time. And I came in as the only person from that audition out of like 100 people, I think, for that next season, and I joined Step Africa.
Blessings, absolute blessings. Oh my God! So that's what you've been doing.
That's what I've been doing, and I learned the history of stepping, just how to step artistically rather than, because I was a competition stepper. I've traveled internationally and nationally. We've traveled to just about every state of the United States. We've gone to Zambia, Angola, Johannesburg. We went to Ukraine, Bahrain, and then there's somewhere else, Croatia, and I think there's somewhere else. But we've been traveling, so that was one of the most fulfilling experiences I think I've had in my life. It was the most groundbreaking experiences. I've grown a lot from that. I've learned a lot from that. It was definitely something I needed to do in my mid-20s. So I'm very, very blessed. Yeah.
You have seen the world.
I have, literally, through something that my mama used to tell me. You better make some money off all that damn noise you making.
She said you better make some money off of all that damn noise you're making. My God, you have seen the world. And I love that. I love that because I love the narrative that pushes. It pushes that you can make a living with your art. Yeah. I like that. I like that idea that you can, you have to sacrifice and you have to give to it. Because I can imagine that. Did that leave much time for romantic involvement?
I was actually pretty successful with squeezing in some sort of romance. Yeah. I always made sure I got mine, but
you know what? You are a comedian. You're a mess. But listen, I'm the one here. I ask the questions.
Listen, you gotta work hard, play hard. You gotta get a little release now and then. But no, I ended up in two pretty serious relationships during my time at the company. And the last one was a little tumultuous, but it's okay. I learned a lot from that. And now I know what not to go for and what not to accept when I'm dating. So but yeah, it's I feel like it's actually harder to date as a teacher than a dancer.
Wow. Well, because that level of maturity is there. They expect that level of maturity and they just want to have fun. They don't know what they don't know what to do with you. They're like, oh, I just wanted to take him home. And now he's talking about let's go to dinner and walk after on the pier and priorities change.
Yeah, and I'm getting older now. And I'm also like, I'll be tired after school and I got a lesson plan for the next day. Like it's about the kids. So it's not just about me,
Yeah, my grandmother was a teacher too, an educator for 40 years. And I remember the lesson plans. They had to be so in-depth. And they took up your life because even after teaching, she would sit at her desk. I used to be so upset with her because we couldn't go home because she would sit at her desk and it'd be 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night. And she's sitting there making sure the lesson plan is proper. I
Yeah.
remember that. My hat is
Yeah.
off to teachers. My hat is off to you. My hat is off to all teachers, because anytime you can deal with children, because children are just balls of energy and they need to be directed. They need to be shown in a healthy way how to find their way. People that do that, I thank God. Like a lot of the teachers that I had in my life, or even all the way up to college, it shaped who I was. It shaped who I am. Like, because they could, like, I love teachers. They have to reach you.
Mm-hmm.
You see, your family, nah, that boy crazy, leave that boy alone. No, the teacher, they must reach you. They must find out what your best subjects are. They must grade your reading level. They must see what's going on with you. And, many of my teachers, and even when I had complications at home, the teachers saved my whole, basically, life, because they were there to always uplift me. So I commend you for being a teacher. So dancer, teacher, comedian.
Listen, I'm a family comedian, but I'm starting to make it. I think I'm gonna venture into that more.
And artist. Would you please tell us what's behind us? What's behind you?
What is behind me? So I have, in college, I had to. Actually, it's funny that I'm teaching theater now. I got kicked out of my theater program in undergrad. So I had to hurry up and do and get a minor before I graduated. And I ended up having to take a painting course to graduate. And I was like, I want to paint. I was a charcoal drawer.
Right.
And I was like, I don't want to do that. So, because I did not like I took a little painting class, I think my freshman year of college. I did not like it.
Okay.
And I took that painting course my senior year, and that teacher they saw something in me. They didn't grade me on what they liked, they graded me on my potential. And that always stuck with me. So right before 2020, I just started painting things, and I was like, I just want to kind of like share this and see if this will turn into something. And then in quarantine hit, I just kept going, and it turned into something. So this is an homage to myself and my artwork. My business is called Acrylic Drip, and the website's gonna drop after the new year. And I've just been busting it out with the paintbrushes, and I got inspired. I saw a photo shoot, and the model, it was absolutely incredible. The model had the hand behind, and the hand was the focus of the photo. And I actually had trouble painting hands, so I was like, let me try to see if I can tackle that. So this is, I don't know if y'all can see that.
Hand, look at the hand in the middle. I didn't even see it until you brought it close. Oh my God.
So that's the hand. And then I took paint and I dripped off all the fingertips. So I wanted to make something more trippy, and I wanted to kind of blend in a little bit of architecture in there with just kind of breaking it up.
Oh my God. See, this is what I love about art. When I looked at it at first, I did not see the guy standing there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you brought it close like this, I see the guy reaching back.
Mm-hmm.
He has rings on his fingers.
Yep, he does.
Oh my God. Art is so beautiful. That is so beautiful.
Thank you. And I just sold this actually yesterday.
Oh my God. Do you find it difficult to make money from actually painting?
No, this is actually the first time that I've only sold 2 pieces out of a series of 8 pieces. So like I sell out every time I drop pieces.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And it started, Twitter saved my life. I'll say
yes.
Me becoming like a big thing on Twitter was like the best thing that happened to my life as a gay man, like as a gay Black man. The LGBTQ community supported the hell out of me, and my stuff just kept selling. And I have work in so many Black queer homes, and I'm so blessed for all of these individuals. But yeah, this is called tip dripping. Tip dripping. I had to paint, dripping off the tips. And something about this was a blessing, because I asked God to stop. I asked God to like take me in a place where I didn't have to paint for survival and paint out of passion. So yeah, I wanted to paint out of passion. So this is where, when my soul gets to be put in peace, this is kind of where it comes out of it.
Sweetheart, he answered your prayer long before you prayed it. All them damn degrees, and you thought you was gonna have to paint out of survival? All them damn degrees, and you thought you was gonna have to paint out of survival. 21 years stepping, and you thought you were gonna have to paint out of survival. Explain to me, it was during COVID, wasn't it?
was during COVID it was actually this last year actually. So
Wow.
after COVID, so actually everything kind of fell apart. And if I could be like real which is why people haven't seen so much of me on Instagram up until maybe the fall or the summer.
Yeah.
I caught COVID. So I went out for Halloween. I went to Atlanta. I was wilding out. I had a great time.
Right.
Caught COVID, shut down the calendar for the dance company because I ended up coming to rehearsal and then leaving. COVID was, extreme back, when we were first dealing with it. So yeah, they put me on leave and then asked me to come back. So that was that was a moment for me. That was a moment for it. So me being in the company and that being my life and being a stepper and loving all of that, it was kind of hard. So I didn't get approved for unemployment. I ended up having to leave Washington, D.C. So I went home. I came to Houston to visit my mom and my family, and then I ended up going back to D.C. and packing my shit up. So whatever I could, use that money. I had to pay 2 rents finish the last house and try to do this. And then I ended up, the last bit of money that I had actually before December was a group of paintings that I sold. And I sold all that money and that was all I had. I had to go to New York City the first 2 weeks to film for Pose.
Wow.
I ended up getting cut from Pose. So like, imagine like you getting cut from your life, you getting cast in Pose the next day, you get cut from Pose, one of your favorite shows. And it's like, what the fuck am I supposed to be doing? So that happens. So I'm in New York City, wondering what's going on. I end up flying to Houston to visit my family, go back home to DC, sell all my stuff, move back to Houston, just make a decision to just, dip up out of there and start over. So I ended up literally having to paint to survive and to pay rent. And I stood up in this house with confidence, with no furniture for almost for a long time. It's some videos on my wall with me up in the house with just a painting in the background, but God pulled me through. So, but I prayed over the summer. I said, I no longer want to paint for survival. I need to paint out of passion. So put me in a position where I don't need to. And I kept applying to teach at colleges again. So I wanted to go back into teaching undergrad and I wasn't getting hired. And then one of my friends had hit me up. He was like, you want to teach high school? I said, some badass kids.
Right.
No, and like my kids are bad. Like, my kids are like top, like they are next level bad. But I love them.
They Bay's kids.
Ooh, no,
or Boondocks. They Boondocks kids.
Boom. Like I have a bunch of Rileys and one like every. But I love them like beyond. And I ended up applying, and it was for a fine arts position. And I said, I have a master's in fine arts. Like, if this is not God telling me something. So
right.
I got hired, I think 4 days after I applied. They jumped me to the final interview for that. They emailed me back like 20 minutes after I submitted my application and stuff like that. I was like, this is shit.
Yes.
So yeah.
No, I'm so glad that it worked out for you, because see, this is the thing. Everybody on social media, we're always putting our best feet forward. You never know when a person is in need. And, social media is not like a family. We can't just hit each other up and be like, oh, I need this,
Yeah.
I remember during COVID, one of my main businesses went bankrupt. And I didn't know what I was going to do. And it was a huge source of income. And I was just like suicidal. I almost got in a bed and took all my medicine. And it was very difficult, but I got through it. And it was so crazy how I got through it was I asked the divine, I said, I need you to give, and I was in tears. I said, I need you to give me a reason to stay. Because if you don't give me a reason to stay, now mind you, I'm Queen of Shade. This was just last year. This was Thanksgiving last year. I just celebrated the anniversary of this. I said, I need you to give me a reason to stay, because if you don't give me a reason to stay, I've had it. I'm tired. I'm 39 years old. I've been fighting against haters all my life, and I am just tired. They interfere with everything I do. People want to see you do good, but not better than them. So they don't really hinder you, but they don't really help you. All these hundreds of thousands of followers. And if they had even just given me $1, I could have changed everything. And so I remember the divine speaking to me, and it was right after I watched Moonlight, the movie Moonlight, about the young gay Black man, the boy that grew up. And the divine said to me, I'm not going to give you a reason to stay. I'm going to tell you why you want to leave. And when the divine started to speak to me, because I'm a shaman, seer, oracle, prophet, so that's how I do all that I've done. He started to tell me, you know, you are living for other people. You are not living authentically for you. You are never a reason to yourself to keep going.
Right.
And I started crying because that was true. It was always, well, I got to help my family. I got to help my mom. I come from a very sordid family, very dysfunctional family. My mother did drugs 25 years of my life. And just father not there, then they passed mental illness to me, and it ended my college career, and I didn't know what I was going to do. And like you said, I became an entertainer out of necessity, survival. I did not want to do that. I was in school, I was in college for biology. I wanted to be a veterinarian, you know, like I wanted to be smart. That was the thing. I don't want it, because I had come from a family of failed and fallen musicians. So I was like, I'm not wasting my time. I'm not wasting one moment on art, you know? And it was so crazy, because after all of that happened, not even knowing, you know, what I was going to do next, art was actually what I was supposed to do. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. 4 albums later, 22,000 inspirational videos later, I realized that this, if I had given up, I would have missed out on all of this great ability. The ability to help others is important, very, but in helping others, you got to help yourself. So I learned how to do that. And then I started charging, like I always charge for my music, but then I started charging as a mentor, and I was able to get because the one business went out of business. So I was able to start another company, and, you know, just LLCs, you know, I got another LLC, $1,500, you know, got another LLC. And I'm like, what am I going to do next? And literally my friends, my true friends, literally paid me, and they weren't even my mentees. They were my friends, and they paid me literally for over a year. I literally had my friends and I mean, giving me thousands of dollars so that I would be all right. And it's so crazy, because I want to interview my best friend, and he's like, no. I'm like, no, I want to tell them this is the time. I have the platform. So I just want to commend you for not giving up. And this is another thing I want to pinpoint too. You had degrees and was still struggling.
Yeah.
You know, me, I don't have a degree. So people would assume, oh yeah, well, you're going to struggle because you're not educated. But here you are, you have multiple degrees. You had a career for 21 years and then found yourself in a predicament where none of that was serving you. Yeah. And you were able to still make something out of it. Is blue your favorite color?
Blue is my favorite color.
I see it in the painting, and I see you wearing it. I see it in the pillows on your couch. I see it on your wall. What does it mean to you? What does the color blue mean to you?
Blue is so calming for me. So like when I grew up, everything I got in blue, my sister got in pink. So it was always, I think there might be that familial connection with that as well. But I've always loved blue. Even when like Power Rangers came on, I just loved the Blue Ranger because it was blue.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, I don't know. Blue is it's peaceful. It's peace. And I always notice some of my best paintings come with a little dash of blue in it.
Right.
So yeah, it's I don't know. It just kind of centers me. I got my favorite little character now is Sonic. After my car accident, I had to get something for like my anxiety. So I went to Build-A-Bear and got me a Sonic. So I sleep with my Sonic, and yeah, blue is just like, blue's my shit. I got blue Gatorade.
I noticed.
Around here.
I noticed. Real blue. Like you're blue everything. And I noticed that. And that's good. Do you ever venture to the ocean?
Yes, I love water. I'm a Cancer. I love water. I'm a cusp, actually. I'm a Cancer and a Leo, so I like hot water. So I will stay in that shower for like 40 minutes, but no, I love water. Calms me down. I'm able to think. And it's so funny because I ended up having to teach myself how to swim, but I love being in the water. You can't get me out sometimes. Like it's just I feel connected. Yeah, and I wish, honestly, I wish for a lot of Black kids that we had the resources to be able to explore and experience things like surfing, learning how to swim, all that stuff, because we be living life, instead we're scared of shit like that, so but no, I love blue is just peaceful. It brings
that's amazing. Can you cook?
Yes, I'll throw down.
What's your favorite thing to cook?
Wow. You know what? This is funny. I was supposed to make yams for Thanksgiving, and I didn't make them on accident. I made like this little cheesecake, and I wasn't able to make the yams in time, but I just made them. The things are slamming. My favorite thing to cook, I bake chicken really well. I can grill some ribs. My ribs are the shit. Like my video, quarantine ribs.
Yes, that's why I laughed, because I remember you like cooking these quarantine ribs. Like you was serious.
Quarantine ribs. I cook like a slab a week, maybe 2.
Oh
yeah.
You like your meat.
I know I need to, like, me and my father, who I actually I just met, just like got introduced to Father's Day 2020. Like that was mind blowing. Like 27 years. Like, okay. So but yeah, he's kind of gone vegan. We talked about going vegan and being healthier. But I love meat. I could cook some steak, I cook some salmon, and I've actually been kind of leaning towards pescatarian a little bit more nowadays. Like I'll eat some poke bowl over getting some ribs or some chicken. And I'll try to keep white meat instead of red meat. But I will cook a steak maybe like once every 2 months. But I throws down with the meat, and then I'll cook some rice really well, some pasta. I cook breakfast really well, but I just like to eat. So I got to make sure it tastes good. And I try to cook for friends. That's like a love language. And I'll cook for a date. Like, let me cook for you. You know what I'm saying? So.
Wow. Are you currently seeing anyone right now?
No, I am currently single and happy and at peace. These niggas is doing too much.
You're not taking applications?
This is so.
You're like, hell no, I just got this furniture in this house.
Yeah, no, this is I ain't even get to. I've had my furniture for like 3-4 months. I ain't even get to like sleep on it yet. But no, I actually had a recent situationship. So it's like you keep dealing with people that come to you wanting one thing and not being honest about what they actually want, and then playing a role because you said what you wanted and that stuff doesn't align, but they like you so much and then they want something from you that they'll continue to play the part. So if you wanted to be a one night stand, I'm down for it. Let's get this shit over with. But if you actually want to date and get to know one another, then let's do that. You can't say you want to get to know each other if we're not doing the get to know you stuff and you just want to be laid up. And so, yeah, I've been seriously trying to date since I was 22. So it's been 6 years of just like weird stuff and it just hasn't been working out. So I've had like conversations with myself and with God, it might be time to just, be myself and like really just love myself. And so I've had a year like you've had where I've lost everything and I've had those, I'm done, I'm tired years, and I've had nothing for so long. It's now that I'm giving myself some things back. It's time to give myself things back internally as well, and spiritually and emotionally. So if a man is gonna take that away from me, then I can't, it's a little lonely at night, but I gotta just kind of take it. And the gay community, it's not always, we know, like I love being gay and being proud to be a gay Black man, but it's a lot of BS that we deal with when it comes to that stuff. And there's a lot of things that we need to unlearn as a community. Right. So until my fit comes along, I think I'm gonna chill because I don't want to just be settling,
What kind of men do you like?
Okay, so I have
I love that so listen, I like how you do that.
I got, and people have types. I have like types. Like I really am not. So my favorite thing, top thing of all, which I can do without with, but like if you want me to like start fainting, I love green eyes. I don't know what it is. I absolutely love green eyes. And so my friends used to make fun of me. They're like, "Oh, your boyfriends look the same." And they ended up, it's weird because they did, and they came to me. So I was like, yeah, this is getting weird. But I love I love dark skin. I love chocolate
Yeah.
men. Like they have some of the best smiles, bodies. Like, yeah, and they smell good like shea butter.
Yeah.
When I was in college, I like boys that were heavier than me. You know, I'm a skinny boy. I always like boys that were just a little bit, thicker, just something to like hold on to. I really love tall guys. I love short guys. I love guys. And I've never been able to like date guys my skin color. We always kind of had this little battle. I don't know if it's like competition, but I like all skin types. I like artists.
Yeah.
I like people that are like about their art. So like if you're a painter or musician, I even like men that like are artistic and smoke weed. I love that. I'm not gonna smoke, but baby, you could smoke around me. We could shotgun something, but I like guys that are just like in tune with themselves artistically. If you got piercings, that's like a thing.
Wow.
I got like Lenny Kravitz, Miguel vibes. Like if I get some of that from you, Raphael Sadiq, like then I'm like I'm turned on.
You better be careful. You saying that these people might actually find you.
There was somebody who I was friends with when I was living in DC who really had that vibe, and we didn't actually admit that we were feeling each other until I moved, and I hate that.
No.
But they were, and what's trash is they were dating somebody at the time. So me, and I'm respectful. I try to stay away. I'm pretty sure like him and the guy that he was dating, I was friends with both of them, but they knew that obviously that I had some feelings, but I would never address it. He actually addressed his feelings first. And I would never try to get in. I cannot be nobody cousin Faith. That was my Twitter name for a minute. And I realized I had to change it. I said, I got to stop living by this. I cannot be nobody cousin Faith or cousin Ebony. But no, there was someone who fit that. And like, as much as I like needier guys or guys, because I like to be in the gym, like these people, some of the people I've really connected with are extremely skinny. I just like to connect with. I'm like a fall in love type of dude. Like let me fall into you. I can't just run in the routine. So with me looking the way I look, men like to come to me and they see Instagram and they want me to keep up that Instagram image. I'm very deep. Like I want to be around somebody that's like just in tune with way more than my image and my body. I'm like, okay, I know I'm fine, but like, let's read.
He said, let's read.
And you know what? Like, I'm definitely down to like get busy, like during the Netflix and chill, but let's Netflix at least for 25 minutes before we start chilling.
Right. Let's actually have some substance.
Something, because I'm actually like, as goofy as I am, I'm actually very in tune with a lot of stuff. So.
Yeah. I have a little comedy in me too, but you know what it is? I'm a very deep soul too. And then being so spiritually in tune and with what I do, it just, for a long time. And I had to admit that I keep saying it in all of my videos. I've had some crazy experiences where, like, even when I started, I've never had in 39 years, I've never had a boyfriend. I've had regulars, meaning sexual position people that I see on a certain day and, stuff like that. And ironically, it prepared me for the life of being famous because celebrity marriages don't last. But I had a time where I changed my sexual position, and because I didn't like that, what everybody was saying to me, oh, you're feminine, you need to assume this position. And I actually am a blouse, which is another position, a feminine top. And it just, when I actually tried it and it worked and I was received, child, I went crazy. I slept with 85 men in one summer. I wanted your reaction. I wanted your reaction. I slept with 85 men in one summer. The summer of 2008. Look at you. Just hold your host sign up. Just hold your host sign
up. No, I can't talk because whenever I go to the clinic, they ask how many people have you been within a year. So every 3 months, my numbers be rising. Like,
no, I just, you know what it was? And I keep saying it and I just keep bringing it up because I want people to understand, like, that wasn't even all what I needed. I was just so happy to be myself and be allowed to be myself by the Black gay community because, no fats, no femmes, like all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And because I had this one guy, I met this designer from California one time. This is crazy. It's coming up. but he was in Philadelphia, and I always was in fashion. When I was 22 years old, I got the opportunity to move to Paris, be a fashion model. So I met a designer. I had met him before, but he came back to Philadelphia for something, and I met him. And I remember we're sitting there, and he walks over to me, and he just grabbed my face, and he's just like, he looks at me, and he's like, "These boys are giving you so much hell." And I just like started to cry. And he was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Don't bend." Like literally and metaphorically. Don't bend, be yourself, even if you have to leave here. And I didn't want to leave Philadelphia, but now I'm planning to move my family to Las Vegas, and then I'm going to France because I left my heart in France. That's where I belong. But, it's not crazy. I brought it up because dating in the Black gay community is very hard, and this is why I'm gonna use the Caucasian community for a second for this example, because I always say this when off camera. You have a young Caucasian female, and she is dating one guy. They break up. She springboards to another guy, and people don't realize it's easy for her to do it. Why? Because the guy that she was dating, college graduate, has all the same things. Then springboards to another guy, college graduate, has all the same things. Problem with us in the Black community is you're dating a guy that you think is nice, you break up, and then you dip. You don't know, you meet a guy you like, and it's like, well, what do you do? Oh, well, I work at Walmart. Okay, that's cool. You got a job. And then you meet somebody else. Oh, well, I'm a trash man. Then, and this is the thing in the community, you get, oh, well, I'm a lawyer, and everybody jumps on that. You see, it's never even kill across. When you look at a Black man, you don't know what you're gonna get. You don't know what, and this is the thing. I'm tired of the gay community acting like finances don't matter. I hear so many people say finances don't matter. And my grandmother taught me romance without finance is a nuisance.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to meet people that are on the same level as you. Because if you don't, friction, it's just going to naturally be a problem. If you're used to getting up every day and you're up at 6 a.m. out the door by 7:30, and then dude is laying there till 12 in the afternoon, that's not, it doesn't exactly, it doesn't go well. And my thing was, it was so crazy because everybody always used to tease me, oh, you're going to marry a Caucasian, you belong in the suburbs, you're going to marry. And what I wanted was a Black man. I wanted a Black man, but this is also something, I also realized that with me being a transvestite, see, it's different now that I am famous. It's different now that I have notoriety, because now they're coming to me, but they're coming to me because they want to be associated with my fame or for some kind of support, help their career, whatever they're doing, which I don't mind. But 2-to-1 with a lot of Black men that I deal with, I don't get anything out of it. And that's the thing. So my thing is, even with why I asked you to come on, is because I just like sharing and supporting Black and Latin men. I'm sick of the world trying to act like we don't have any value. And clearly sitting here listening to you, you have all the value in the world and still can't get a man.
And the whole Black dating, because I don't look like where I'm from. I'm from the hood. I'm from the hood and able to elevate myself, and I look a certain way. So I look like I have this all-American preppy thing going on, but I'm from the gutter, and I'll fight you. and I don't care if you're bigger than me, I'll fight you. So I'm good at it too. Leave me alone. But but because I'm from a certain place, I'm attracted to some certain things, and they always kind of come with people in certain areas that I live in, and they want certain things, so I don't align with what they want. People, the whole trade thing, like people want that they want that nigga, they want that, know. So because I don't dress like that every day, or I give certain things, and I give them this like little Twinkie vibe, or they think I'm extra feminine, or because I can dance, or because I'm goofy online, they don't find me as pleasing, or they don't see me as a man. So that's
a lie, because I've been smiling this whole time. I mean, from the time you started, I'm like, this is a man. Like, but see, but once again, educated, progressively, like that's the thing.
You can't be a man and be funny in the gay community. You can't be small framed and have a pretty face, but still be a man. Like I play sports, I do all this stuff, but it's like I can't be like, even when I had my Twitter, people didn't know what my voice sounded like. People looked at me, they thought I was like 5'7", I'm 6 feet. Like it's a lot of assumptions come off of, so like, because I'm goofy and I add that little bit of bitch on my tweet, what I'm saying, like, girl, like, what I'm saying, like I could talk, but because it's always surprising to kind of see me in person. Like everybody's kind of stunned in the club, and it's because I am where I come. I am who I am, regardless of if I'm bouncing my ass in the living room, twerking on my story, wearing a thong for an underwear line, or
I saw that and it was magnificent. You looked amazing. You did. You look amazing. I must say, because but that's the thing. You have the frame. You have the frame to move into high fashion. So you gave that, and I mean, and that people, I want my man to be big. No. You don't understand. This is worldly right here. What you were doing, it will travel. It will sell everywhere. And anybody that has a brand, they're gonna pick you. And that's the thing. You get so many Black men that want to do that. They want to be a Renaissance man. They want to be in fashion, but you're too big. You need to be you. To be that, and that's the thing. Like, part of me, like, it was kind of crazy because I've been calling myself a sugar daddy since I was 16 years old.
Wow.
I always knew I'd have to pay for it. Oh my God, why am I getting emotional? I always knew I'd have to pay for it. I always did. And it's so crazy because I've been hurt in my life by Black and Latin men, but it's okay. I still help them, but they only see me as a good fuck. It's always been that way. And for so long, I went along with it. I thought it was going to do something with me, changing my sexual position, finding myself. No, it was, when can I come see you?
Yeah.
And it got so bad, Nick, that I wouldn't climax with them. I would take and have sex with them and they would climax. I wouldn't climax with them because that meant vulnerability. And I knew that I couldn't trust them. They weren't giving me signs that I could be vulnerable with them. So literally they would climax. And get this, they would climax. I'd go get the warm water. I'd go get the towel and the soap. I'd clean them up, and they looking at me like they've never had that kind of attention, And then I send them on their way. And if I felt like inclined, I'd do it later. It's always been that way for me. And I don't really, like, now that I am who I am, it's okay. Like, it's okay now because, and it's crazy. I get a lot of men, like I get a lot of men now, like I do. And the type of men that I like, I get a lot of masculine men whom are not submissive, but they want kind of the whole T-girl top kind of thing. I get that, but I don't have sex in my wig and my heels.
And they want that.
Yeah, they want that. Yeah, they want that. So I'm like, but I've realized something, like, I will always love Black and Latin men. I have kind of decided that I'm not going to marry, not going to marry. And also that I'm going to learn how to effectively date, because, for me, I'm gonna just be honest. Every man that I follow, every man that I've brought onto my show, I'm sexually attracted to. You, all of them, you're all beautiful. Doesn't mean anything's gonna come out of it. But I do use my eyes to do my work. It's like, I want, all of y'all are so beautiful. And it bothers me that I hear so many of you that have literally, I hate this term, but come up by your bootstraps, and made something of your life, and y'all can't find each other.
Yeah.
And it's just like, can we not smoke and chill? Can we go to a museum? Can we actually go to somewhere where we can hear each other's voices and talk? So get this, I will get that, but I'm just gonna have to foot the bill. My grandmother tells me all the time, make an expense account for that. Make an expense account. It's just how it like, and then with more and more notoriety, I will never meet a man that is purely interested in me.
Who you are.
Mm-hmm. Never again. And yet and still I did this just to be able to pay my bills so I didn't have to be homeless anymore.
Yeah.
You know, I'm so glad that you came on here today, because you just, as I'm sitting here talking to you, and we still have more time, but like, I'm just sitting here talking to you, and it's just, I'm so inspired and so moved almost to tears that you've done so much with your life.
Right. I'm not even 30
like, you know, yeah, and you're not even 30 yet.
I got a year and a half till I'm 30.
Yeah, and you are okay. You're a catch. You're a catch. And you're telling me, I'm listening to you to hear that. And this is another thing. The men that are doctors, the men that are lawyers, they want to be in control and power. They want to tell you what to do, when to do, how to do. Right. They want that power. You know, it's not that they're interested in watching you and helping you grow. I'm sorry, the Black gay community is fucked up. I just have to say it. It's fucked up. Everybody, I started in the hood. I started in the projects. And then my family, because I was going to get killed, you know, niggas was beating my ass. They're like, okay, we got to move out of here because they're going to kill him. They're going to kill him. And then to turn around and become this, and I still get the Facebook messages. Oh my God, when are you coming back from Paris? I watch you all the time. Me and my wife watch you. And I'm just like, does she know you used to beat my ass? And then they don't stop there. Oh, when you coming in town? And I wait for it. Now you married. You done show me pictures of your wife, your children. Yeah. Oh, I love that you do that whole transvestite thing. And I just like, get it. I have on my Facebook Messenger hundreds of messages. I just don't read them. I don't read them because all of a sudden it's, oh, so you do that all the time? Like, and it's just like,
yeah.
So even though I have said what I have said, I'm going to be optimistic because I'm a natural optimist. I'm a Libra.
Right.
I believe that you will find somebody that will love you for who you are.
Right.
Not what they want you to be, but who you actually are. Right. I teach authenticity in all of my work that I do. And here you are showing yourself authentically to the world. You are going to find what you deserve.
I will, and I'm gonna keep cussing these niggas out until I do.
Yeah. Please do for me. Please do. Let them know, nigga, your priorities are screwed.
I'm spicy, and I think people love that. Like they love me going off on it. I'm like, you need to stop. Like, so I purposely, and I apologize to anybody that sees this, that if DMs aren't read, it's because I will post a picture on my story that might be sexually suggestive. I'll get on average 80 to 200 DMs just from that photo. Yeah. That gives me anxiety. That is stressful. And
right.
And like, I'll see somebody with a nice photo, like they look good, but I'll swipe and I'll keep doing sometimes what we're supposed to do, just look and just go ahead. But like, people always want something from me and I don't know what it is. And then I have this, and then because of the way I'm shaped, people want a specific, and I don't normally buy so like I will buy them, but I didn't grow up bottoming. So like, people want that. They want that from me. They want something from me. And I had this one person who I admire as an artist. I looked up to him for years. Mm-hmm. The minute we started connecting, he didn't want shit to do with art. He only wanted sexual things from me. So when he hits me up, it's every 3 weeks at like midnight or 1 a.m. I'm trying to go to sleep. Like, what do you want? And like, it's always something sexual. The image that I just shared with the for the underwear line, which I'm so appreciative of the person that allowed me to be a part of that. Like, that's my rebirth, because I haven't shot in years. I haven't done. Yeah. I feel good. I feel like myself again. But that they sent me that post. The amount of people that sent me that post in the DMs, sending me with a little message. He was like, I want your waist. that's not how we haven't talked in months. It's not how you reintroduce yourself or like start a conversation again. But that's all he wants from me. That's all. And all honestly, I want from him is a networking experience where we can collaborate as artists.
You know what's so funny? I fucked 85 men because I was angry. I'm gonna just be honest. I was angry. It was revenge fucking. Some of them didn't even recognize me because I slimmed down, but I always pull this picture out. Body was crazy. Like, where is it? Like, it's just, you know, all of a sudden it was so crazy because it was like, damn nigga, you talked to me on Jack'd and Grindr and you don't remember? Like, hold on, let me make it small.
Wow.
Yeah.
You were built. You was built similarly, yeah.
Yeah, like, and get this. It's so funny because with work, I have slimmed down, but the thing about it is I got the knowledge. I built that on my own. I was that way for 15 years. Yeah. After I get out of here, I will go back to having a healthy lifestyle of working out every day and doing what I need to do. But it's so crazy. Like, it's just, I was mad. And many of them, I had people that didn't even recognize me. I'm like, I got the same face, the same voice. I didn't even want them to hear my voice at times. I would just text them the address. And then when they showed up, I'd be in underwear and socks. And of course they saw the body and it was absolutely what they wanted. They didn't care. No. And you know what was so crazy? I had a few people say to me, oh, well, you just, you know, you ain't call me again. Like, I had an arrangement. I was with a guy that I actually was in love with, not my boyfriend. He was fucking everything in the city because he could. And 8 years. And I never got him to requite his love. And then he moves. First of all, I had just seen him. Next thing I know, he's in Atlanta, married to a man.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was so crazy because, like, even when I get angry at him, he would always say, but you love me. He would use that against me, but you love me. And it's like, sweetheart, I have learned to love me more.
Bingo.
I have learned to love me more.
Bingo.
Like, you know, yeah, I've learned to
love Scorpio?
He's a Pisces.
Well, water. You see me throwing water signs out there, right?
He's a Pisces. Yeah,
water signs, they'll manipulate the hell out of you. They'll use that to their. I dated the person that I dated. That was the worst relationship. Was a Cancer. It was that. That water sign, that narcissism, and that manipulation that'll tear you up.
And you know, and it's so crazy because even now he sees me, and even he was the first guy that I actually switched positions with. And and it was good. And he still sometimes hints at it. But I'm not that person anymore. Not that person anymore. And get it, I just haven't found what I'm looking for to break my celibacy. I'm focused on helping my family. You know, right now, I will have property around the world where I can go. And if I want to have escapades, I have escapades. But the thing is, I also find that younger men are enamored with me because the attitude is the same. Teach me. They want a mentoring situation. So I'm just like, oh boy. But when you went to 25, I'd be like, nah, I'm good. Right. Like, it's just like,
Yeah, I went out with somebody and I found out he was 20. I said, okay, this is a nice dinner.
Right? Like, make sure he gets a Happy Meal. Make sure you bring him the menu with the little crayons.
He's attractive and everything, but I just like, I can't, me being in education, I just can't do it. Nah, he thought I was like 36 and I was like, nah, even that, like, that's not even like a fun fantasy. Like I'm good.
What you saying? Not a fun fantasy.
I'm good. Yeah, my mindset has changed. Yes.
I'm just gonna take my happy ass to Europe and stay away from them Italians because they love black. You know, they love black. Stay away from them Italians. That's what I'm gonna do.
I was 19, living in Rome next to the Vatican, and I was tearing Rome up. And I was in doctors' offices, tearing the doctor up. I was doing a lot when I they told us. I was mad.
Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that, because I'm not the only one. Like, these gay men, please. My count is high for one summer, but please.
No, yeah, no, I would never. I'm never shying away at this stuff. So if I get broken up with, if something ends, I am tearing it up. Like I'll run through like 10 to 20 people just because I need to. Because it's more like it's like a fuck you.
Kind of
Yes. It's like, oh, you gonna do that shit to me? It's like, all right, bet. So, but yeah, when they told us not to go off by yourself and all this stuff. Here I am, 19 in Rome. And that's actually, I think that's where I found my essence of like, okay, I think I got something here. So like, because they like me more than the people that were on like Grindr in America. I'm like, I bet, cool. So yeah, I was tearing it up. People was just 28, 37. Yeah, I was doing way too much. And
in another country.
In a whole nother country. But you know what? It was a learning experience. And I don't regret it. I definitely don't regret it. I loved it.
How was it? How was the dating? Did you date when you went to Africa?
No, but there was Africa has they fine.
Yes.
Like it's a different type of fine. It's like wow. And then I came back and I wanted people that resemble these African men. I was like, where the African niggas at? I said, are you Nigerian?
Right.
But like I ended up there was a hotel that we stayed at in Angola, and one of the bartenders, he was there, and I was like, oh, I was talking about one of my homegirls. I was like, girl, I said, he is so attractive, and we didn't know what he was. So like the next day, like I had a nice conversation with him. The next day we came back to the bar. He comes behind from the bar, gives me a hug and all that stuff. But then the rest of the time we were in Angola, his shift, he wasn't working those shifts, so I didn't get to see him. But like it was the attention from the African men was like. I was like, well, I like this. There was actually somebody who was leading a dance company who I connected with. And we actually did go on a small little date. It was actually nice. It was nice. I did have a little African romance, which is funny because when we went international, I never would venture out and try to like talk to anybody. But for some reason I got caught up in Africa. Just a little bit. Ooh, yeah, Africa was.
That's funny. No, that's funny. And I like, and you know what? You've done so much that some men will never get the opportunity to do. But guess what? That's what it kind of like made you more well-rounded. You can't deal with these little boys. You done seen the world. You imagine you sitting there, they like, oh, well, what are your hobbies? You're like, oh, well, when I was in Angola, and they looking at you like, what? When I was in Rome, next to the Vatican, but you know what? That's what I want. I want to travel and see the world. I was
on Broadway when COVID hit.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. See?
Yeah, like I've done stuff. So, but I'm appreciative of where I've been.
But you know what? That makes you top tier. Top tier. Don't settle.
My kids are always asking, why don't you do so? Like they like laugh. I'm like, oh, they think they're like they get excited. I say my movie's on Netflix, y'all. So go and see it. Like I've done movies and TV shows and stuff, and like I'm grateful. But they're like, why aren't you going back to that? I'm like, let me sit for a second. I'm like, I'm here. Do you guys want someone that cares about you? And like I do. Like I understand what it's like out there in the world. When you're a person of color, I understand what higher education is. So I'm trying to get you prepared for that. Let me do this. And also like, and personally, like, let me be stable for a second, mentally, emotionally, financially, like the real estate, the homes in Texas is So I'm chilling for a second. Like if somebody will find me, like my last, I did 2 movies right before I went to South Africa. It was a horror film, and the one before that, I was Chadwick Boseman stand-in for Marshall. So that was like, and I did that right before grad school with Chadwick. So that was right before I went to, go and fully immerse myself in acting. And I learned a lot in that summer filming that movie with him. So I've done stuff that I'm proud of. I've done stuff that like people, I probably have dreams of doing, and I'm going to get back to my dreams. I think that God is shaping me. God wants me to have a better sense of who I am. I think also I'm supposed to be looking. I need to be right where I'm at in my looks to like hit it when I finally get out there, like body, face, all that stuff, and just be on my stuff with my craft. So I'm not going to take this downtime for granted. It's all for a purpose, and I have a purpose in these kids' lives. I really do. And I love them, and I hope that they understand that.
Wow.
So
You are, and that's the thing. You're so giving of yourself. I love it. I love
Still,
it.
even after when everything's still taken away from me, I'm still ready
Yeah,
to
you
give.
know. Oh, you want this? What you got? Wooden hardwood floor. You want some?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
thank you so much for coming on. Please tell everyone where we can find you on social media.
Whew, I miss my Twitter so much, but
What happened to it?
it got suspended in August. I had 40,000 followers, got suspended. Like my Twitter
Did you
was
appeal? You can appeal. People have gotten them back.
I know I'm trying to appeal. They
Okay.
won't let me. So I started over. I'm gonna just start fresh, but I miss my
I deleted
Twitter.
my Twitter and started over too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now I just use it for porn.
Yeah. Listen, that it comes in handy. Like you be midday.
Yeah.
You just
He said midday. I wait till night, but all right, midday. You crazy. You like, oh, in the middle of the day. I'm like, no, I waited. I'll wait till night. Like, the whole house is sleeping.
I'm screaming. Night, morning, midday. If I ever have a day off, I'm
yes.
we here.
No, my followers have been watching it. Like, you enjoying these, man.
Listen, and I love OnlyFans people too. They love me too.
Yes.
But my Instagram handle is Ickstizzy, ICKSTIZZY. It's a whole little joke. I did that with like Iggy Azalea and the Fancy song. And then my other Instagram handle is Acrylic Drip. Is for my painting. I'm gonna get that. After the new year, it's gonna skyrocket. And then my Twitter, it's Wet Seeking. So it's my name backwards. What is it? It's Wet. Yeah, WETSYKCIN. It's my name backwards. Nicky.
It's difficult.
It's Nicky Stew backwards. Yeah, it's Nicky Stew backwards.
Text me the links and I'll put them on the video. Is that the only? Do you have a website?
No. So this will be the website that's coming out. And hopefully that'll be my only way of communicating for my paintings. I used to have some sort of but like reels and stuff and all that. I'm just gonna leave all my acting, dancing, creativity stuff on my Instagram. I actually deleted, and my TikTok was at 20,000 followers. I deleted that too. I'm gonna start over with that, and I'm just gonna kind of narrow down my focus on what my stuff is. So my TikTok is also Ickstizzy. So when that blows up, we can get into that again. But yeah, this is a time of rebirth, and I'm very blessed, and I am thankful for you even wanting to even speak with me. Like it means a lot.
My pleasure. And get it. I'm never wrong.
You are.
I get it in life. In life, I'm wrong. I make mistakes. But about a man, especially a Black one or a Latin one, I'm never wrong.
And it's funny, my dad is Puerto Rican.
See, I'm never like about a Black or a Latin man. I'm never wrong. All I saw was that jump. You kicked that couch. I said, yup, got to talk to him. Thank you for talking so much. To me. Have a wonderful day. Let's say goodbye to all the people.
Thank you. Bye, everybody. Thank y'all so much.
Hold on. Don't hang up. Hold on.
All right.